Today we're going to be doing Unit 5, Lesson 9, the standard form on pages 134 and 135. This is what we're going to refer to as the standard form. AX plus BY equals C. And I do remember that the slope-intercept form looks like Y equals MX plus B. And I remember that the B, of course, refers to what? The y-intercept. And I remember that the M refers to the slope. So this is right here our slope-intercept form, and what we need to do is we need to convert our standard form into slope-intercept form. And what we're going to need to do is a little bit of algebra to get it so it's y equals and then a number x plus a number if there is a y-intercept at all. So let's convert this standard form into slope-intercept form. And I know that slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. And we're going to start with this, and we should end up with a form that looks a little similar to this. And what I know when I'm looking at slope-intercept form is that the left side says y, right? So we have to get the y by itself. So we're going to work with this last. First, we're going to start with this 4x. To get rid of it, we're going to subtract 4x from the left side and 4x from the right side. And I know that 4x minus 4x is 0, cancels out. So all that we're left with on the left side is 2y equals, and now when I look at the slope-intercept form, it's y equals mx plus b, right? Well, the slope, m, right, always goes first, and the y-intercept always goes last. So we're going to put the coefficient with the x first. So let's go back, and I can see that in this case, all we're left with right now is this negative 8 and then negative 4x, and these are not like terms, so we can't subtract them. And I'm going to write negative 4x minus 8. And so we're getting closer and closer to slope-intercept form. Our next step is to subtract 2 from the left side because we want to get y by itself. And when we do that, if we do it from the left side, we got to do it to the right. And I know that 2 divided by 2 cancels out. So all that we're left with is y, getting ever closer to slope-intercept form. And now I see it's negative 4 divided by 2. Negative 4 divided by 2 is what? It's negative 2, or negative 2 over 1, x. And then here I see negative 8 divided by 2. That's going to give us negative 4. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and this is going to be negative 8 divided by 2. And so here we've got it. This is the answer. This is our slope-intercept form. We've converted it, and now that we've done that, we can chart this on our coordinate plane. Here we have the standard form, and again, we're going to have to convert it to y-intercept form, which we remember is y equals mx plus b. Alright, so to do that, we're going to have to take this standard form, 3x minus 2y equals negative 6, and convert it to this. We always need to get y by itself. So we're going to do that last. First, we're going to sort of address this 3x, and we're going to get rid of it by subtracting 3x, and if we do it from one side, we've got to do it to the other. And I know that these now cancel out. 3x minus 3x is 0, so all that we're left with is negative 2y equals what? So again, I see it's minus 3x minus 6. We can't combine these terms, so I'm going to write minus 3x minus 6, and I see we've got lots of negative numbers. Now we got to get y by itself, and because this coefficient is right next to the variable, I can tell that these are multiples. So the opposite of multiplication is division. We're going to divide. If we divide one side, we got to do it to the other sides. And negative 2 divided by negative 2 is what? It's 0. So all that we're left with is y on the left side. If we got to do it on the left side, we got to do it to both terms on the right. And negative 3 divided by negative 2 is just going to be 3 over 2, and the negatives cancel out, so it's going to be 3 over 2x. And negative 6 divided by negative 2 is positive 3. If you get this, you've got the right answer. This is slope-intercept form, and we can now graph this on a coordinate plane. Let's go ahead and convert this standard form into a y-intercept form. We know we got to do that to get the y by itself. So here we have 3x minus 4y equals 0. Let's get rid of the 3x, and to do that we're going to subtract both sides by 3x. And 3x minus 0 is just minus 3x, or negative 3x. So I know that we have negative 4y equals just negative 3x. And now what we need to do is get this y by itself, and we're going to divide both sides by negative 4 because this is, in other words, this is negative 4 times y, and if we divide both sides, the negative 4's cancel out. All we're left with is y equal what? Negative 3 divided by negative 4 is simply 3 over 4 x. And had we had another term here, the y-intercept, it would have also just been 0. So this is going to start at the origin, or at 0, 0. And this is it. This is our answer. Alright, this is going to be the last problem that we go over together. I can see that it's 6x plus 2y equals 2. We've got to convert it to the slope-intercept form. The first thing that we need to do is get rid of the 6x because we ultimately need to get the y by itself. And if this is a positive 6x, right? Even though we don't see the plus sign, we know that it is. We're going to have to subtract it. We're doing the inverse operation. And if we subtract 6x from one side, we've got to do it to the other. So that all we're left with now is 2y equals negative 6x plus 2. Great. Now we need to divide both sides by 2 because we want to get the y by itself. And I know that the 2's cancel out, so all that we're left with is y equals negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3, or negative 3 over 1. You're going to use your calculators to help you out with that. Negative 3 over 1x, and this is again as our slope. And I can see that it's plus 2 divided by 2, or 1. 1 over 1, or just 1. And this, of course, is going to be our y-intercept. So we've got our y-intercept, we've got our slope. So we've been converting the standard forms into slope-intercept form. This is the correct answer, but let me show you precisely why we're doing this so that you know how to proceed tomorrow. We're going to zoom out a little bit, and I can see that we now have a coordinate plane right here, right? And when I'm looking at it, I know that we always start with the y-intercept, and the y-intercept is 1. So we're going to start right here, and we're going to count up 1. Bam. So our first dot is going to be right here when we're graphing this. And what's our second dot going to be? Well, now we need to look at our slope. This is going to tell us the sort of angle or steepness of this hill. Is it going up? Is it going down? And I can see that it's negative 3 divided by 1. This is rise over run. Since the rise is negative 3, we're going to be going down 1, 2, 3. But we're not done. We're not going to put a dot right there because I can see that it also has a 1. It's going to positive 1. So it's the run, and it's going to go to the right. And again, if we're right here, 1, 2, 3 because of negative 3, and go 1 to the right, our next dot's going to be right there. So if you do this, you're going to have to take out your ruler. You're going to want to connect these dots. And when we're graphing it, it's going to look a little, it's going to look a little something like this. Bam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good luck converting from standard to slope-intercept form. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.